MTG and take the ride. So let's talk MTG and take the ride. For more fun, you better subscribe. You never want to miss the vibe. Hatcher is the master of MTG. Oh, live streams and videos are never a bore. Streams are fun, super chaotic. You'll be back as it's all hypnotic. Come hang out, let's battle for Lord of the Boy. Hatcher's got the insights, he's got us all on board. In the world of magic, the gathering, he's a master and a guide. So let's talk MTG and take the ride. For more fun, you better subscribe. You never want to miss the vibe. Scrolling through my feed, looking for a good time. Hatcher on YouTube, dropping truth and rhyme. Passion for magic, he's playing the cards right. Live stream so funny, keeping us one, you better subscribe. You never won't miss the vibe.
Bum bum billy boo, it's the Wonders Historian. Hello! Hello! I never get tired. I never get tired of that intro. It's so ridiculous, and I love it. Hello, my friends. Welcome to our discussion on foliage, and not the not foliage. Just so we're clear, we're not talking about leaves. All right, that's not what we're here for. So I'm gonna grab the live stream link. I'm gonna share that in the Discord, and then we shall have ourselves a chill stream. Okay, there we go. That's good. And let's swap it up and do our hellos. What up, Kentucky, Death, Habanero, Yamagoro, Zircon, Everyday, Spurl, Sheba, Lasagna, Shelton. Hello. Hello, Spurl, you came for Leaf Talk. Well, then head on over to the T channel, big boy. What's up, Shane? Millmaster, 3 is too many. Listen, that's not what we're here to talk about. What's up, Jess? Also, Millmaster, nothing at the post office, big boy. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what the deal is. All right, so, yeah, I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. Recently, in a recent stream, somebody asked me about surge foils for like when they first showed up in Magic the Gathering. And it just kind of led me to thinking about and talking about how they have all of these different foils. And now it feels like they don't even just come up with one. Like they have foil, they have extended bordered foils, they have some kind of special treatment foil, but now they do like multiple special treatment foils to the point where it's like, what is the upper limit? Lasagna, is 12 too many? Is there a set with 12? I don't know. At a certain point, it feels like it just becomes absolutely excessive. And like, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like having a handful of different kind of foils is probably the best choice. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, this is an open-ended kind of thing. I guess I can't say definitively, right? Like ultimately, different games have different amounts of foils. But I remember when Magic just had, when they originally brought in foils, I didn't care for them because they were just the border. And when it's just the border, I was just like, who cares? Who gives a crap? You know what I mean? What up, Juglum? What's up, Larry? What's up, Sum? So basically it's like, how many foils is too many foils is the question, right? And the border being just foiled was like, whatever to me. Once they started to foil the artwork, that drew me in. I'm like, okay, because it can actually make the artwork look better. Fair enough, right? Add in some extra elements, maybe highlight things, whatever, that's fine. But at a certain point, Magic's just gone off the rails with a bunch of crazy foils, some of which make it impossible to even tell what the card is. You know what I mean? So, and from set to set, you're just like, what is what? There's like, is a surge foil equal to a halo foil? Who knows? Who knows? So, I don't know. I don't know what the upper limit is ultimately when it comes to, like, I'm fine with Habanero. Am I talking about how Wonders handles foils? We are going to talk about Wonders handles foils. They have 3 different types. That is an amount that I find to be acceptable. Having one type of foil, totally acceptable to me. Having like 12 kinds of foils feels obtuse. There's just a level where you just go, rein it in, boys. Like, what is being accomplished here? How is this worth anybody's time, right? So, it is a matter of opinion. In my opinion, what foil treatment's the worst? I feel like it might be Galaxy foils. Although Halo foils are also kind of wonk bag too. You know what I mean? Like they don't feel particularly special. So, since we're on the Wonders channel, and since I do like opening booster packs, looking for stuff that I need for my set, we're going to crack a couple packs, talk about the different kind of foils. Sheba stretch mark foils. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying Halo ones are? Lasagna says, remember when foil cards was a positive multiplier rather than negative? That's a really good point, actually, now that I think about it. You're correct. Once upon a time, specifically in regards to Magic the Gathering, having a foil meant that card was worth probably twice as much. But the foil quality got so bad with Magic that the foils actually became worth equal to or less than regular cards. So people would value a regular non-foil at higher than a foil. And foil is supposed to be your premium edition. So that is a mega, mega fail, right? Every day you like salt and vinegar foils. I like salt and vinegar chips. What does my shirt say? World Championship. It's a 2025 World Championships Las Vegas. Double Strike brought this one back for me. He was at the event. He brought this shirt back for me. I was not there. I've only been to Shattering so far, right? So, Spurl, is the Shooting Star foil considered a different foil? Those might be what they call rainbow foils. I don't know. See, it depends on how much you want to dice it up into what counts as different foils. Does it count as a different foil if they put a little star on it as well? I don't know. But Wonders has 3 kinds of foils, and we're gonna crack a couple packs to look at the different foils. And I mean, if we're insanely lucky, we'll get to see the 3rd kind. But the 3rd kind is reserved for stone foils, and there's only 1 stone foil of any given card in existence. So they are insanely rare, and it's incredibly unlikely that we're going to crack any of those. Although theoretically, it would be pretty amazing during the foil discussion to actually crack a genuine stone foil. You know what I mean? So let's wait, wrong thingamadinger. Okay, so we've got classic foils that are in here for sure, right? So we're going to crack this for classic foils. There's classic foil. There are formless foils, and then there's stone foils. Those are the 3 kind of foils that they have for Wonders. So we're going to see if we can crack both. I mean, all 3 would be amazing. If the gods of the card universe shine down on us, then we'll be able to crack all 3. Having our cracking stone foil is improbable but not impossible. Correct. Double Strike actually opened one when we were at the last Shattering event. He literally just cracked a pack and showed it to me, and he's just like, again, he's got some really good luck with Wonders packs, honestly. So, you know what? Now that I think about it, to add a little bit more juice to this, there are mythics I'm still looking for my set. So I'm going to refresh my memory on what I need for my set. And while I'm doing that, I will tell you guys too, so you can also keep your eyes peeled for the cards that I need. So I need Fist of the Broken, Great Horned Prismatian, High Priestess Rosalind Wildwood, Magna Vortex Rex, Nethermaw the Devourer, Nova Launcher, Obsidian Heart, Orion Night Howler, Slow Motion, Starway the Guide, Synthara the Divine, the Coral Primordial, the Storm Rider. I don't have an Umbrathine Formless Stone? What? Okay, I guess I still need that. Vascu the Suzzerlich. I thought I had all the stones. I thought I had all of the stones. And then Weeping Titan Fortuna. So those are the things that I am currently looking for. What up, Lewis? How's it going, buddy? Okay, so now that we know the mythics that we're hunting for, let's take a peek. Let's take a peek and see what's inside of here. All right, so we're not here for no uncommons. We got rares. We got Bhutan. Just button the Painbringer. Button your lip. Whenever you attack with an undead, you can return this from the abyss into that realm. He's got unstable. So he's 6 to put out for 5 power, which feels pretty steep, especially when he's unstable, which means you have to sack him at the end of each turn. He just, boom. He just dies at the end of every turn. But whenever you swing him with an undead, you can bring him back and he gets to join in the party. So his reusability is sick, and he doesn't have to have been put into, like, he doesn't have to have been put out first. If you just pitch him into your abyss, which is your discard / grave, whatever you want to call it, right? Then you'll be able to get him back from there. So there are ways that you can just create little, like, it doesn't even have to be a non-token. So you can have a little token donk undead, and this guy will come back to bring the pain. Then we got Taste of the Wild. That's what I show the ladies. All right. So this is a story. This is a story token that goes with, what is his name? Vincent Varrock. I don't know if I have that Stone Seeker yet. I think that's the Emilio Estevez one, right? So this is sacrifice it for free. Put X+1 counters on target wonder where X is its power. So basically double the strength of a dude. It's kind of funny because the artwork show, like, if you saw this drink and someone gave it to you and was like, this will make you 2 times as strong, I'd be like, this shit's gonna make me twice as dead, bro. Let's be real. Let's be real. Spurl, when you're buying cards online, you look to see how much the foil version is because a lot of time it's cheaper. It's crazy how that is true now. Air, I know, right? It does feel like poison. Sure, it's got these like lines of electricity or whatever flowing over it, but that just means extra dead, right? Then we got the Foretold Pumpkin Beast. Oh, Double Strike was pleased because he got to write the flavor text for this one. 4 cost, 1 power, Awaken +4, and Death Strike. So it says when pigs and cows ravage the land, the pumpkin beast shall return. And then it says questionable dark prophecy. When Double Strike wrote it, he just wrote dark prophecy. They added in questionable because they're just basically like, no, we're not letting you dictate that this actually has, it's literally a questionable prophecy. And he was like, oh, come on, man. It's got a skull to show you that it'll make your bones stronger. Like milk. Yeah, Habanero, exactly. All right. Oh, this is just a common. All right, now we're moving into the foil. So this is a classic foil. So it basically has the crazy, these actually make me think of the Old Spice, because I have Old Spice deodorant. Actually, I'm going to get it. Screw it. Since I'm talking about it, I'm literally going to get it because I think it's hilarious. I noticed this and I was just like, this pattern is also straight up on my deodorant, bro. Like, what a hilarious coincidence this is. Like, see the lines? See the lines on the design? But those lines do a good job of like drawing you into the center of the card. And they do, like, the lines actually exist on all the cards. But to be honest, I don't notice them most of the time, right? Like, the lines they put around the Borders of Wonders cards are very kind of muted and not terribly noticeable. On the foils, they really stand out. So yeah, you heard it here first, boys. They stole this from Old Spice. Now they'll deny it. But, you know, I rub these cards on my body to make me smell good. All right. So do we get any like souped up foils? We just got a common. So this is a 2 cost 3 power Guardian 2. And Guardian is whenever an enemy moves into this realm or arrives in the realm, this guy gets +2. I feel like almost every Guardian card is underwhelming. Like, there are a few Guardian abilities that don't just give a little boost, that actually feel like they make a difference. But most of the time, Guardian to me is pretty underwhelming, you know? Yeah, Magoro, what? When you played, somebody actually played the Pumpkin Beast? Well, there's a hell of a coincidence. Juglum, you thought I was a gamer? Oh, I guess because I have deodorant, I lose my gamer cred. I got news for you, bro. Actually, speaking of deodorant and wonders, it's funny enough. When we were at the Shattering, Double Strike said to me, he's like, do you notice how nobody smells? Like, did you notice how nobody here actually stinks? And I was like, that's true, actually. It smells fine in here. That was actually a genuine surprise. All right, we got Possessed by Sulfera, which is a 1-cost spell. Target wonder gets +3 this round. Whenever you seize a stone with that wonder this round, draw a card. That's okay for 1. I mean, you can draw cards to replace it and it boosts a guy. That's not bad for a common. Oh shit, we did get a formless foil. Okay, so formless foils take the artwork and everything right out to the fullness of the card. So that is their up. Oh, Spurl just asked, are all Wonders cards full art foils? No. This is the difference right here. This is classic versus the actual formless foils. So formless foils give you the foil treatment for the full deal. How convenient is that? Because you don't always get formless foils in a booster pack. Like, not every collector pack has a formless foil. So that actually is extremely convenient. I got everything I needed for an example here. There's no way that I'm going to get a stone foil in this pack, right? Because we've already looked at the commons. What's this guy? 3 cost, 4 power. On arrival, put a protector counter on him. Whenever a stone would be seized in battle against a protector, remove a protector counter instead. That's not too shabby. Protector is a pretty sweet ability. So those are the like normal 2 kinds of foils. You get these far more regularly. These show up far more infrequently, so it is a stroke of luck that that was actually in here. Now, in terms of stone foils, I happen to own the Magic Historian stone foil. Not Magic Historian, Techno Historian. So you will notice this is the thing that I use in my intro, right? Check it out. Take a look at the artwork here, right? Bum, bum, billy, boo, it's the Wonders Historian. Hello. Oh, hold on. So in a fun collecting sequence, I own the art proof. I own the stone foil. I basically have the biggest collection of this card in the world. I own over 500 copies of this card, including the only stone foil in existence. You'll notice 101, baby. So that's the 3 kind of foils, right? That's it. So you got that level, you move up to this level, and then you have the stone foil level, and those are exceedingly rare. And so having a special foiling type for like 1-of-1 card style stuff makes perfect sense to me. Have it feel a little bit like next level. Spurl, have I thought about getting it graded? No, I don't do card grading, honestly. So I'm happy with it the way that it is. It's good. It's the only one of it that exists. So who cares what the fucking grade is? There's no other ones of it. Do you know what I mean? You can't go out and look for, like, what is the point of grading a 1-of-1 card? I don't understand. Right? Like, if you're grading something that there's a bunch of copies of, then you can go, well, check it out. I have a perfect version of it, and other people may not have a perfect version. When you have the only version, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of having it graded? Sheba, you went into a store today. They were playing Commander, and the smell was vile. You spelled vile like a jar, like a little glass container. You wanted to spell it Vile. The store clerk also wouldn't stop educating you about how terrible William Shatner is for a Twitter post. Oh, sounds like a great time. Sounds like you had a good time. Jess, if you make all the cards foiled, does anything feel special then, buddy? Sheba, you love the card with the crazy foil. There's so many cute animal cards. You wish you'd get ownership of the art. Well, people do put their art proofs up for grabs, so you might theoretically be able to. Some get an altered version, so I have another unique one. That's not a terrible idea. Remember when the 1-of-1 ring got a 9? I do actually recall that. So yeah, really, genuinely and honestly, I do not understand the point of having singularly unique cards graded, right? Like, it can't increase the value of it, right? How would it increase the value of it? Like, what is the logic? What is the logic? You know, we could spend a future stream talking about card grading, because that is a worthwhile subject. But yeah, I mean, if somebody has an idea on that, I'll look into it and see if there's any genuine reason to do it, because I can't think of one. I cannot think. Oh, I guess we didn't look at the rest of the cards in the pack, did we? Probably just because they're commons and I have it all, so it's not terribly exciting to me overall. You know what I mean? Like, some more commons. But if you want to see them, there you go. We got World Core Gaian, Delight in Agony, and Burnished Blessing. Burnished Blessing is a good name. That is an evocative name. I do like that. Jess, I mean, but the thing is, you say everybody's deck would be pimping if it was all foils. But no, the pimp version is when you get the craziest version. So I put it to you that if everything is foil, right? Then that's like me making a deck. That's like me making a deck out of regular cards where there's no foils and just going, I've got the pimping version. Like, there's no difference. Spurl, see, you can't even think of a reason. You're just like, well, this guy did it, so there must be a reason. But no, for real. Honestly, give it some thought. We'll talk about it in a future stream. All right, we will discuss this. Let me make a note, because I do enjoy these like different aspects of card creation, card design. That is one of the things that I like about this channel. Is I was like, you know what, this is a good place to explore different aspects of card and game design, because it can contrast things like Wonders, Magic. Those are the main two, because this is the Wonders channel and I deal in Magic a lot, and those are, Magic is very big and Wonders is a new game starting out, so it's interesting to contrast and compare. So talking about graded cards, when to grade and when not to. That's an interesting discussion. Era says, all unglued basic lands are better than all foil basic lands. There's definitely an argument to be made there. Absolutely. Juggle them, yep. That's absolutely one of the things that I can do with my techno historians, is like hand them away at events when I go to Wonders events. Absolutely. So yeah, I feel like there's an upper limit. There is an upper limit to the amount of foils. Like, and I don't know where it cuts off, because it starts to feel like a crazy amount pretty quickly. You know what I mean? You get up to 6, 7, 8 different kinds of foils, and it's just like, okay, right? Like, especially when the difference is like, check it out, we put a swizzle this way. Check it out, we put some dots on it. Like, how much is that really adding? Like, I don't know. There were those crazy ones that they did that I felt like I was having a seizure looking at them. They were like anime style. What were they? Era, that doesn't make any sense. The only reason to grade a 1/1 card is because it's professional grading. Who cares? It's still only 1/1. It doesn't matter if the card gets a bad grade. It doesn't affect the value of it. If there's only one of them in existence and you want it, it doesn't matter if it's a 10, a fucking 7. Like, what you're saying literally makes no fucking sense to me. It makes no sense to me. The grade impacts fucking nothing. Oh, I want the only one of this in existence. Wait, it's an 8? I don't want it anymore. Nope, that's not how it works. There's only fucking one of them. Millmaster, OG foil, standard foil, 8th edition, from the vault foil, foil etched, gold foil etched, textured foil and foil, silver screen foil, neon ink gilded foil, galaxy foil, surge foil, double rainbow, step incomplete, halo foil, rainbow foil, confetti foil, invisible ink foil, raise foil, ripple foil, fraction foil, mana foil, first place foil. There might even be more than that. Doesn't that sound insane? Juggle them. Not only that, but foils don't get used, so they stay collector status in binders, so the quantity doesn't really go down. No one uses them. There is that argument to be made. The thing that bothers you the most is not being able to make a complete deck of the same style of card, retro versus etch versus mystic, archive versus full art. That is an incredibly valid point, actually. And that's something that I genuinely didn't consider. Right? You get to come in real close for that one. You did good. That's a genuinely useful point. And I'm sure that multiple people feel that way, right? If you think about it, do you want to have a deck where all the cards are the same kind of foils? Do you want that? Yeah, that works. Because if I, like, for example, my Wonders deck, I started to do it all in classic foil. I started to collect a foil set of the first set, Existence, right? And I was collecting it in, and still am, it's not done, in classic foil. I don't want formless foils as part of my set. I want it to be consistently classic foil. So I'm literally doing what you're talking about, not in terms of absolutely like deck building, but with the deck building, I am only using classic foil versions, I believe, in my deck, unless I've didn't have enough of a classic foil and then used formless because that's all I had, right? But like, that's a very valid point. Like, being able to consistently build a deck in a particular fashion where it all uniformly matches is going to be something that people want. Not everybody. Some people won't care. Some people will just want the craziest versions, but some people will want that internal consistency. That is genuinely valid. Jess, you don't have a monopoly on saying things that don't make sense. The Yamagoro Galaxy foils are the same treatment as old Pokemon basic energy foils. I know nothing about Pokemon foils. But since we've spoken about those and we've spoken about grading in this stream, I just want to say I have been to a game store before where he had a foil graded Pokemon card in the display case that was graded 3. And I said, is this some super ultra rare card? Is that why it's graded? And the guy who runs the store is basically like, nope, person who graded this is an idiot. Like, you could see it in the case, graded. It was scuffed. Like, if you took steel fucking wool and across a card, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like I'm just going to throw a number out there. And I don't know a game that specifically has this much, but I feel like if you go above like 6 foils, you're probably going to crazy town, right? Having a couple different kind of foils is probably a very attainable, easy level for most people to get acclimated to, you know? Didn't the Brothers War have error foils that had Pokemon logos in the foiling? I vaguely remember what you're talking about, but I don't know if it was the Brothers War. Vault, you don't like foils? Non-foil in your decks? You've even traded non-foil for your foil cards straight up. You dislike them so much. And the new foil cards pringle so bad. Magic cards do pringle very badly. You are correct. The foils are bad. Once upon a time, I never cared about foils aside from the value I could get from people trading them. Once they started putting foil in the artwork, then I was like, okay, I can enjoy these more. But current era foils that Wizards produces are so low quality and cloudy and garbage that I'm just like, Do I think Wizards uses new foil treatment as a selling point? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, it's just a little bit more zazzle for the marketing team. New hoopity-joop butt toucher foils. You know what I mean? Like the Deadpool secret layer. Then they did another Deadpool secret layer. So what did they have to do to add zazzle to that? They had to add seizure confetti foiling, right? So some foiling treatments they've done have turned out all right, but a bunch of them are ghastly, and Wizards doesn't put in the effort to make them good. So that's one of the big problems. is the lack of that. Like, you're making a bunch of foils, but you don't care about the card quality of what you're making. That is a bad situation. That's a bad situation. So constantly coming up with new gimmicky foils instead of really zeroing in and making solid foils. You know? The better you treat your foils, the better it goes. You know, like Grand Archive, for example, does a really solid job with their foils. Sorcery does a really solid job with their foils. So games that basically respect their customers a bit more, doing a bit better. Magic, not so much. Back up. Jess, why is Wizards printing process never able to fix the Pringle? Because they don't want to put the money into it, bro. That's what it is. You're asking the question, is it just money? Yes. Yes. You can get a higher quality product by paying more for it. That's the reality. Like, the reason their stuff is junk is because they were churning out as much as they could. They didn't care about the end consumer. They don't care if the foils are cloudy. They don't care if they're covered in roller lines. Like, we're not talking about a new company. You get a lot more leeway from me when you're a new company. If you're a smaller company, you've just started out, you haven't made as many products, you got a learning curve, you screw up on some stuff, way more understandable. When you've been making card games for decades and you are one of the industry leaders, right? Not exactly, maybe not exactly top of the heap, but right up there with the top of the heap, there's no excuse for it. None. Especially when in the past you had higher quality. Your quality goes up and stays up is what it should be. You should always be moving upwards. It shouldn't be like this, which is what's happened with Magic, because they don't care. They're, especially with the whole, like, just trying to run around, like, they don't really care about their own identity anymore, so they're just running around to every different fan base they can, going, hey, get into this game or whatever. And like the stats that they have shown about their game, so is the average Magic player is like fucking mid 30s, like 35. Their average player is like 35 years old. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, that, if you wonder why they're hitting all these properties they're hitting, it's because they're like, our customer base is aging out, right? They're not bringing in like young blood. They don't have a bunch of like 18-year-olds flooding in the door and shit, you know? Yeah, Millmaster's exactly correct. Quality control costs money and time. And time is also money, because that time can be spent cranking out more stuff. Jungum says, lack of printing knowledge, tensions need to be adjusted based on stock roll size, experience is the difference. Well, they're using the same people they've been using to make cards for decades, Juglum. So it's not just a level of experience, right? Habanero says, when your customer base keeps buying your garbage, why wouldn't you keep selling them garbage? Perfect corporate mentality. You're ready for a job over at fucking Wizards of the Coast, bro. So yeah, part of the issue with curling foils has to do with humidity. So humidity where the cards were made versus humidity where you open the cards, but also the time from when the cards were actually made to when they're being shipped out and stuff like that, right? So it used to just be foils that would curl and warp, but regular Magic cards do it. I've literally put cards in the display case at the game store, and I would come back later and they would warp like they were being tortured, like their body was literally warping. It's like, what the hell? Habanero, you sat with the idea that if people actually cared about the bad quality, they'd stop buying it. Wizard would be forced to pivot. Well, the reality is, anybody who starts playing Magic now, this is just the standard baseline. They don't know. I used to collect Magic misprints. I used to collect misprinted cards because they were so rare that it was incredible to find some that have made it through quality control. They were incredibly rare. And then around 2017, 2016, 2017, maybe slightly earlier than that, but in that time frame, mid 2010s, the quality of Wizards went right down. And I just stopped collecting misprints because it no longer was a testament to this, like, wow, they do a really good job with the card. Like, part of what made misprints interesting, and this is really more for people who have dealt with insane amounts of cards. If you have handled hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Magic cards, if you've bought a ton of collections, if you've helped supply stores, if you've just gone through more cards than most people will ever touch in their life, you've seen a million regular proper cards. And then you come across a crimp or some messed up card and you're like, whoa, a genuine rarity. Look at this, right? And so it feels unique and it doesn't frustrate you because they're so incredibly rare. So you just go, well, nobody's perfect. It's unreasonable to expect perfection. But these imperfections are so incredibly rare that it's like, cool, I will collect them. And I had a box where I kept misprints. When they came through, I would snag them up because I was like, neat, right? But then they just started becoming so common that you feel like you're being slapped in the face as a customer, where you're like, once upon a time, you guys did this super rarely. And now it's all the time. And you want more money for your products. Like, this is bonkers. But people who have just come into the game, this is just the norm to them. If the cards have always been wonked, then the cards have always been wonked, right? Wherever you start is how things have always been, because that's just what you assume. You're not going to start a game and assume that, oh, things were better and the company just got worse, because that's not how people think. Jess, it's a combination of Wizards' greed and, yes, not enough of a customer pushback that they're forced to make changes. Correct. Millmaster, you wish you still had your Summer Hurricane. Oh, the Blue Hurricane. Yeah, that Summer Magic, the story behind Summer Magic would blow the minds of people who are new to the game, going, so once upon a time, Wizards made a set that was such poor quality that they looked at it and they said, we can't release this, burn it. And they went back and reprinted the entire thing. Think about that. They won't do that at all now. They'll dump it on us and go, oops, oh well, whatever. Like, some people will send some back and we'll either replace it or go, we consider this our standard. Because that's what can happen. You can contact Wizards and be like, the edges of my cards are all beat up and there's roller lines and the foils are cloudy. And they'll go, those are within our considered production metrics. We don't offer replacements for those. Legitimately. Like, they can look at your poor quality cards and just go, like, they printed Magic 30, right? They printed this product right here. They wanted $1,000 a box for it, for 4 booster packs. And you know when you open new Magic packs and the cards are all ganked up along the edges? These were too. They put no extra effort into a box. They wanted you to pay $1,000 for 4 booster packs. No extra effort. None. They didn't have to create new artwork for it or anything like that. They literally also stole from artists, because the artwork in that set was all from the days where Wizards had to pay royalties, and they negotiated with a bunch of artists to get to use the artwork, and the ones that they couldn't negotiate with, they just used the art anyways, right? There was multiple artists or the estate of the artists coming out and saying, Wizards didn't get the rights for this. Like, they did not go through the proper channels. They didn't care about the card quality, and they touted this. They legitimately thought this was going to be an epic product. That's how arrogant that company has become. Damn it. What up, Raider? Sparrow, you see so many stories about Wizards putting the wrong cards in packs and commander decks. I mean, just look at the Lorwyn Eclipse pre-release, where it was eclipsed by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles being all the promos for about 30 to 40% of the kits. The quality control is abysmal. What up, Al? So for smaller games, I'm way more forgiving of that kind of stuff. Let's say Wonders fuck some shit up. Yeah, I'm going to be more understanding. They've only put out a couple of sets. They don't have a giant team. People like Joe, like I know Joe, the guy that they send around to the production facilities and stuff, right? Like legitimately, they're running that guy ragged. He does not get to see his family. He barely gets any sleep. Like the man is constantly working and constantly busy to the point where like when I need to talk to him about something, I almost feel guilty because I'm like, hey bro, like when I reach out to him, I'm like, hey bro, and then he'll like, he gets stuff taken care of for me really quickly when I need it taken care of. But the man is busy as hell. So I know they're trying their best. If they fuck up, they get way more leeway because they're not going, check it out, we got all the way up here and now bwamp, we're all the way down here, bwamp, right? Like it's a big difference between that and what Wizards has done, where they've just become arrogant and are like, yeah, like fuck you, you're not worth it, you're not worth us putting the effort into, you know? Jess, well, I'm glad that you enjoy it. At the end of the day, man, I want you to understand something. I'm in no way trying to stop people from buying Magic the Gathering. I am not against Magic the Gathering. Don't buy the products, right? Like, I think everybody should get what makes them happy. That's why when people come to me and are like, yo, I bought this, I'm part of the problem. I bought Final Fantasy, or I'm part of the problem. I bought the You're not part of the problem, bro. You're just trying to enjoy your life. You're just trying to like get products that you enjoy. That's allowed. That's okay. All I'm doing is bringing up the problems, hoping they will be addressed, and so that people are aware of them when they make their decisions. That's the difference, right? Like, I don't call for boycotts. I don't say people don't buy this. I don't say you're the problem. You do what you want. You do what makes you happy. I'll give you the info and make entertaining videos. That's what I'm going to do. Larry, that's it. That's how I talked about Wizards before too. I said they're essentially like, at one point they were this like lean, healthy, sleek warrior who rose up the ranks to become the king. And then as they became the king, they became fat and lazy and entitled, you know? Jess, you don't want to support greed? Well, I can't fault you for that, buddy. Millmaster, you're part of the problem. You killed turn one with the Are you running Fantasticar? They don't even care. Like, you know, they had to know what that would do, right? You know, like, there's no way that in design they don't know that that card is extremely broken, like extremely broken. They're pushing stuff hard, like hard. It's absurd. That's one thing I definitely like, and we talked about this in the last live stream actually. That's one thing I like about Wonders is there's nothing they can print that makes it so, I mean, I guess unless they made like instant win cards. Currently, nothing exists in the game that will shorten the game. You're going to get to play a full game every time you sit down, unless you want to forfeit, in which case then you can just forfeit. But like, you get to play a full game and you're pretty much always still in that game. That's been my experience. When people try it out, they're just like, okay, like you think that you're losing like in other card games, and you go, wait a minute, yo, I'm still in this. And I've had games where I'm like, check it out, man, I got this locked up. I'm going to win this. And then like 2 turns later, I'm like, it's fucking slipping through my fingers. I was so sure about this shit. Son of a bitch. You know, you know, I like that. I like that. And it's fun to hear that other people are enjoying it too. Yamagoro messaged, I don't even know if I mentioned this, but Yamagoro messaged me today telling me he had friends over and they sat down and played some Wonders and genuinely enjoyed it and are looking forward to playing some more. I had no idea what the game was going to be like when I came out last year to try it out. I was just like, there's card games that I try and I just go, meh, whatever. But designed by Brian Tinsman, right? But he worked on Magic for a long time. He's a cool fucking guy. Also, a genuine maniac. That man is a maniac. And I've had some interesting conversations with him. Anyways, he designed the game. So I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, this is a legitimate game, which is great because I was genuinely worried that I was going to have to come up with, like, most of the time when I try out a new game, I get to do it like under different circumstances. I'm not right there with the game designers. Like, when they're like, we haven't released this game yet, and you're trying it here with the printed product for like the first time, and they're all kind of standing around, and I'm just like, okay, there's a lot of pressure on me right here. I better think of some, like, it's like when you're, like, you just want to say things that are nice without lying. Do you know what I mean? So if the game's not something you enjoy, you've got to find things you can praise about it so you can let them down easily and be like, oh, cool, thank you for let me thank you for getting to try your game, and I like some of these elements or whatever. While in your head you're like, these elements I can technically say I like, but I don't care for the gameplay or whatever it is. This isn't something I would actually get down with. And then turns out, nope, actually had a good time. First game I played, I was like, okay, no, I get this. Yep, I can vibe with this. And all it took was basically one game for Double Strike to go from, you know what, man, like, I'll try this game out with you, but I don't care about it afterwards, into Double Strike's a fiend for it now, man. He is a fiend for it. He plays online. He travels to all these different tournaments for it. Like, he is full tilt into Wonders. One of the guys who comes down to the game store, because hooked a bunch of people up at the game store with Wonders stuff, right? And one of the guys got right into it and has a ton of different decks. He has like a little book with all the little deck lists that he's made. He's right into it. Jess, yep, that's always nice, buddy. Not having to worry about that is a good feeling. So yeah, like the foil stuff, just it like, you want a certain amount of it. People like to have premium editions of things. I think that foils are actually a net positive for card games because there are people who like foils and people who don't like foils. And both groups benefit from the existence of foils when things are done properly. So, when you have a game that has a proper foil ecosystem, the foils are more valuable than regular versions. That's the important asterisk about this. As long as you have that healthy ecosystem where foils are considered a step above regular cards, then everybody benefits. The people who want foils get to collect foils, foil out their decks. The people who don't want foils, open foils, sweet. I can trade and or sell this to somebody in exchange. Like, I can extract value from this foil. So getting the foil, opening a foil, is a valuable experience for both groups when you have a proper foil ecosystem. Now, if you took me back in the past, I wouldn't have known there was the possibility of an unhealthy foil ecosystem. But Wizards of the Coast did create that, where regular foils started to become worth less than regular versions. And you open a foil and go, fuck, I wish this wasn't foil. That is a very unhealthy sign for your foil ecosystem in your card game, right? Jog them down to single digit days now. Oh, that's right, buddy. 9 days. 2 Rib Fest. 9 days. It's gonna be the best. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Larry, yep. I mean, I can see why. Once you get up to that level, I can see why you'd be steering clear of the Marvel stuff, brother. Millmaster, the cars broke with Doomsday and Storm. Surprise! Surprise! You mean like a 3-cost artifact that lets you make 4/4/4s with haste super easily is a problem? Millmaster, I've never even seen the Phil and Kaja Foglio card game. I'm curious about it. Never seen it. Never seen it. There's a bunch of old card games that that I never got to check out, but would enjoy checking out. Back when I was a kid, I had like no money. I had an allowance that would barely allow me to buy a Magic pack or two. and I wasn't going to redirect that into other card games. You know what I mean? It just wasn't going to happen. So all these card games came and went, and I just noticed them on the shelf at the store for a day or two. And stores would also just go, no, there's like a million of them. And it doesn't take long to realize you're going to get burned on them because there's only so much space for different card games. So you have to bring a certain level of quality to the table. And there's a bunch of flash in the pan garbage that shows up. Like MetaZoo is an example of that. MetaZoo is a low quality card game. You could tell by looking at the artwork and whatever. Very little effort was put into the card game, and they were worried about a bunch of things outside of that. You know what? I think I'm gonna put that down on my list of ideas. That's another one that's interesting to discuss. So, yeah, the reality is that a lot of the new card games that came out back in the day were very low rent, low effort, and they were just trying to cash in on all the money that Magic was making, but without like properly balancing their gameplay, without worrying about having good card quality, like good art. I burned that time off. Who cares? Millmaster, I don't have a problem with that. One of the things I loved about Magic back then was that I could literally just fucking, like, the cards had value, so I could just trade them into other things. I traded I traded a Time Walk for a box of Wyvern. I don't regret it. Yeah, in retrospect, oh, well, look at how much this is worth versus that. Okay. But how much fun did I have playing Wyvern with my buddies? I got an entire booster box for one card from another game, right? And I got to trade a bunch of those cards to my friends for Magic cards and other things. Who cares? Who cares that it cost me a Time Walk? I traded in a ton of cards for different games too. Sometimes things like Man of War, Dragon Dice, all kinds of different things. It was awesome. Magic cards essentially acting as a second form of currency, obviously only within the confines of the game store, was amazing for me. So what that monetarily I didn't come out ahead? The joy that I had, the experiences that I got to have. If you boil everything down to money, you boil out the essence of life, bro. Al, MetaZoo felt like a scam from the start. There you go. There you go. Some of the old Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh stuff was NSFW. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Spurl, you didn't tear out Chaos Orb, bro. That's Chaos Confetti from the Unglued set. The original Chaos Orb you did not throw. You literally, like, you just took the card and held it above the fucking board and flipped it. So, there were no original Magic cards that required you to destroy them. But the Chaos Confetti, where you, like, that was based on an urban myth where somebody took a Chaos Orb, ripped it up into tiny bits, and sprinkled it. We used to tear Magic cards apart just to use them for counters and stuff. If you needed a +1/+1 counter for your cards, you just grab another Magic card and tear pieces off. We also would just write on our cards. Who cares? Like, nobody knew Magic was going to be a fucking thing. Nobody knew it was going to be this thing that existed for decades and have crazy fucking value. Anybody who tells you they knew that is a fucking liar. Jess, I don't know, and I don't know why live stream's glitching out for you, brother. No clue. Millmaster Dragon Dice. Oh, did you try that? I played one game of Dragon Dice and realized it was fucking garbage. Like, literally, I tore open my box of Dragon Dice, played one game with people, and went, oh, this is dog shit. But everyone was going crazy for it, so I just went, I got the last box of Dragon Dice in the store. This is the last box. Who wants it? And unloaded it, like, immediately was just like, oh, this is garbage. I can't believe I traded into this crap. All right, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Paris says, I see it twice. Jess must have had a parallel Jess post the same time he did. Shit, the fucking timelines are collapsing. We need Kang. Habanero, your buddies and you had a collection of mountains that had "This is an island" written in Sharpie on them. Yep. Just grab a basic land and write a different basic land type on it. I remember using forests in a deck as plains, and I was playing against a guy, and at the beginning of the game I said, so I don't have enough plains for this deck, so I'm just using forests. And he's like, yeah, okay, sure. And then I had a camel, 0/1 camel with a blessing on it, which is an enchantment, tap a white to give it +1/+1. And like, I was a 15-year-old kid, maybe. The guy I'm playing against is like 26, 27 at the time, something like that. And so I attack him with the camel and I start pumping up the blessing and it's going to kill him. And he goes, you can't do that. Those are forests. And I'm like, I told you that we're using them as plains and you agreed. And he's like, no. And then his fucking friend who was just sitting there, he's like, man, you agreed to that at the beginning of the game. Are you really going to you're going to be a little bitch about being killed by a camel right now? Like, are you really going to try and pull that shit? And so because his friend was calling him out, he just had to be like, it's just like, it was so pathetic of him to act that way. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, I literally cleared this with you at the beginning and you just don't want to die to a camel. The Wrath of Kang. Kang! Jess, you sent me the Doomsday trailer in case I got interested to see the stuff they're doing in it. Thanks, buddy. I'm completely disinterested in Marvel. So if people come back and say the movie is epic, then maybe I'll check it out. I'm not going to watch the trailer. I don't give a flying fuck what Marvel is doing. Marvel completely lost my interest. Like, they earned my interest by making entertaining films, and then they just pulled too much shit. Where, like, Doctor Strange 1, loved it. The second Doctor Strange, he's like a background character, and he's just wandering around with America Chavez, and you're just like, okay. And she's like lecturing him, kind of, and you're just like, why is he a background character? And then the shit they did with Loki, where they're like, Lady Loki is like, this isn't about you. It's like, okay. And they're like, check it out, because it's Loki. And like, she's Loki, so you love her now. And the Loki that you came to see, the clever, deceitful trickster god, he's just going to get beat up by frumpy middle-aged women and kicked in the dick by other women. And he's going to sit there in a security blanket. And you're like, he's who I came to see. And they're like, nuh-uh. You came to see this lady Loki. Look at how awesome she is. She's running around kicking everybody's ass. And she's got no flaws. And like, check it out. Even as a kid, she was brave and all this stuff. Okay, but like, you haven't made me like the character. No, but she's Loki and you like Loki, so you like this. And I'm like, I feel nothing for this new character. Nothing for this new character. This isn't Loki. This isn't who you brought me in with. This is a bait and switch. I didn't know you could do bait and switches with shows. I didn't know that was possible. I thought that was only possible in like merchandising when you go to a store to buy something. I didn't know you could do it with shows, but they showed me. And so they did that. And then they're like, Ant-Man, like everything was just like, okay, like we hate the dudes in our own movies. And it's just like, but we want to use their names. Oh, okay then. Well, these all suck. Your writing is crap. Like, they telegraphed it pretty hard in Endgame where they had all the ladies show up on the screen for, like, the Lady Power Minute! And it's like, okay. And then afterwards, almost none of them did anything. Like, they all showed up like, we're gonna kick it! And then most of them had zero impact. And you're like, shouldn't you make them do more? And that just signaled, like, what was it? Phase 4? Phase Forgettable? Where they just went... And, like, pretty much every Marvel movie then, since then, has just sucked. So it literally it was to the point where any movie they made, any Marvel movie, I'm like, yes, I will watch it. Hands down. Does it have is it made by Marvel? Even if I don't know the character, sure, I'll check it out. Like Ant-Man, a guy who rides ants and shrinks, who cares? But because it was a Marvel movie, yeah, I'm here, let's go. I watched it. They had the toy train scenes and everything. Ant-Man was great. The first Ant-Man was great. And I did not feel let down at all, right? The second Ant-Man sucked, right? I was asked if I wanted to see the third Ant-Man, and I said, no. And it's just like, why? I'm like, because it's going to suck. It's like, how do you know? I'm like, do you remember the second one being any good? No? Oh, that's right. No, not at all. Not at all. So, right? So Marvel movies are like Guardians of the Galaxy. Still willing to check those out. Really enjoyed the first one. Enjoyed the third one a lot. The second one was stupid. Didn't like that one. But yeah, I just, like, I don't care. Deadpool Wolverine was great. No. If you're a hardcore Deadpool fanboy, then I guess there was enough fan service to make it worth it for you. Deadpool Wolverine was okay. I didn't hate it, but I'll be fucked if I can remember most of anything that happened in that movie, honestly. There was a little short Wolverine, and then there was a Wolverine in a world with like skulls everywhere, and then there was a guy with golden guns and a dog. And Wolverine and Deadpool fought sometimes. Like Deadpool versus Wolverine. Meh. Didn't hate it. Wouldn't watch it again. I would not watch it again. So when I run into somebody who's like, I love that movie, I'm like, cool. I don't bother telling them my opinion on it because I'm just like, it did nothing for me. I felt like, completely, Spurl, I do remember a dog. I don't remember caring about it. Like, at all, bro. At all. Lasagna, I haven't heard about any more free Steam games. Habanero, when it comes to Deadpool movies, you're tired of watching the Ryan Reynolds show where Ryan Reynolds just plays himself in every movie he acts in? I really liked the first Deadpool. And the second one where they had the angsty teen chick, and I don't remember exactly what he said to her, but he like said like two different things. She's like, kind of put me in a box here. Right? And Colossus with his gentlemanly nature. Like when that chick's jug comes out and he's literally like shielding his view from it. Like there's a bunch that I enjoyed from the first two Deadpool movies, honestly. I really liked the first one. The second one was enjoyable. But yeah, Deadpool versus Wolverine, I was just like, meh. Vault Lobo needs his own movie. Don't know anything about that character. Is he the guy who looks like a kiss clown? Best part of Deadpool and Wolverine by far was the Chris Evans appearance. You know, I feel like you might be right. Like when you say that, it tickles my brain a little bit, and I think it was amusing, but I can't remember it. I really can't remember it. Yeah, that's Sam Haberner goes, yeah, dot, 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 that's Lobo. Okay, all right. The guy who looks like a kiss clown. I don't know, man. I don't know. I do like interesting characters. For example, I'm watching Preacher right now, and Hair Star is fucking awesome. In terms of characters from that show, Hair Star is far and away my favorite character. They got a great actor to portray him. Like, I remember in the comic book, I'm like, Star is fucked up, bro, right? And they did a good job of it in the show. The guy who actually plays him he is Hair Star as far as I'm concerned. It's a fantastic portrayal. Jess, you're not so picky and you're happy you get a superhero movie. They have to be as bad as Eternals or the Marvels. Do you get upset? See, I I demand to actually be entertained. Like I need to be actually entertained or it's wasted my time. I'm not interested in spending 2 hours of my time on something that is a complete waste of my time. That's it. I'm not going to watch 2 hours of something for 2 good minutes or whatever. I want an enjoyable story. It doesn't have to be fucking perfection. And they can do it. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was very enjoyable, genuinely. And they made me feel for an anthropomorphic raccoon. Like, they managed to pull that off. So, they can do it. They can do it. Like, Marvel had the magic recipe, bro. They built the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They did the fucking impossible. Let's be real. They did the impossible. They took superhero movies from being a joke into a fucking phenomenon. Before that, superhero movies were a fucking joke, right? Like Daredevil, Elektra, all those movies sucked out loud, bro. They were taint licking garbage. Actually, taint lickers are more useful than those movies were. Just dreadful. Dreadful movies. And like movies about comic book characters, you know they were going to be crap. You're just like, this is crap. And then the first Avengers came along and you're like, what is this? What did you do? How did you do this? Jess, yeah, Blade was decent. I will cede that. But Blade, I didn't even know was a comic book character. Blade was just fun. Blade was just a fun movie. But yeah, Marvel did the impossible. It was just like, fuck off, camera. It was like, yo, how did you do this? This is awesome. This was great. The first Marvel movie, the first Avengers movie or whatever, was great. I loved it. I was just like, wow. Yes, give me more, please, right? I loved the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Holy shit, it got me right away. Star-Lord fucking singing into the fucking space rat or whatever with the old music. Like, they made so many good choices for me with that movie. I was like, this is great. I fucking loved the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, Marvel just nailed it time after time for me. And then they started to slide a bit. And then they just fell the fuck off a cliff. Like, Infinity War was great. That was a really good movie. Endgame was bloated and self-indulgent and time-wasting. Like, the movie was 2.5 hours long. I could have cut half an hour out of that movie myself. Like, I didn't even have that much in the way of movie editing skills, and I could have trimmed that bitch down by half an hour, no fucking problem. We don't need an extended scene of Tony Stark peeling down a driveway. Like, we don't need it. We don't need it. That movie was bloated crap. The lady power moment was really fucking dumb, especially since they didn't follow it up in a way that felt satisfying. And you just went, earn it. What are you fucking doing? Right? So, yeah. And then it just fell off a cliff completely when they decided that they wanted us to watch things based on characters and then sideline those characters. Are you here for a Doctor Strange movie? He's a background character. We're following America Chavez, and Wong is now the Sorcerer Supreme. Okay? And Wanda's a fucking lunatic that you can't get on board with, where it's just like, she seems like a crackhead idiot. Well, you have to have watched WandaVision. Fuck you! No! If you're going to make a movie, the movie has to be self-contained. You can't demand that I watch a fucking TV series to get your movie. She's upset about kids she never had. She's not compelling. It's bullshit. And she's a fucking crazy powerful witch, and she's chasing Doctor Strange, and they close a door, and Doctor Strange turns around to look to see if the door, a regular door, stops a witch. You're Doctor Strange, motherfucker! You're the dude, Dormammu I came to bargain. And now you're running like a little bitch and stopping and looking at a door? Fuck you, movie! Right? Like, fuck you. Doctor Strange is a background character in his own fucking film. Ant-Man, background character in his own fucking film. So Wasp and his daughter can tell him to go fuck himself. Like, all of this horse shit. Fuck you. You want me to come to an Ant-Man movie? Make it about Ant-Man. But no, we want to use the name and we have an agenda to push. Fuck your agenda. Here's the reality. If you made your movie super entertaining, I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't have cared. But when your movies suck out loud, that's what it's about. The movie sucks. You didn't go check it out. We're pushing these people forward and pulling this guy back, and we have compelling, well-written reasons to do it, and the story's engaging. I wouldn't even notice because I'd be too busy being pulled into the story and enjoying myself. But nope. You just sit there going, it's like when you're watching the Loki show and you're just like, why is Loki fuzzed out in the background? And the show's like, actually, Loki's right on the screen. She's this unstoppable chick doing all this stuff. What's compelling about that? What is interesting? People need flaws, you fucking idiots. You can't just keep making characters that only flaws that they don't believe in how awesome they are or some dumb shit like that. It doesn't work. You can't make the fucking Miss Marvel fucking the Miss Marvel movie and then have her be an awful bitch where like I can steal from people because they told me to smile or something like that. Isn't that what happened? Some guy told her to smile and she says, now I can steal your bike. What? Like, it's like the people making the movies only talked to other crackheads who had the same deranged agenda and beliefs that they had. And so they didn't make things that regular people could connect with. Wobbly, wobbly, the hair. And so you just end up with garbage. Just garbage. Spurl, yeah, Wesley Snipes, Blade the Vampire Slayer dude. I didn't even know that was a comic book character. Millmaster, do the reverse. Make the TV fans watch X-Files movie over the summer to understand the fall season opener. You should never do that. You shouldn't have to fucking watch a TV show for a movie or a movie for a TV show. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Spurl, Hancock was an interesting movie. You're right. Platypus, she crushed the bones in his hands because she didn't like his words. Like, it's just this overwrought reaction where you just go, like, you can't, like, the thing is, if you have somebody be a piece of garbage and you acknowledge that they're a piece of garbage and they grow from it, that makes sense. Or if you just have to show them as kind of a piece of garbage and that's just what they're like, okay. But if you have somebody act like a piece of garbage and pretend that they're not, we can feel the cognitive dissonance, right? You can just feel it. You're like, this person is overreacting and acting awful, but the movie just acts like they're just a great hero and have done nothing wrong. And you're like, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Juglum, yeah, I agree that Scarlet Witch can overpower Doctor Strange. I'm not saying Doctor Strange is on the same power level as Scarlet Witch. What I'm saying is, fucking, first of all, Doctor Strange stood up to Dormammu, who is way more powerful than him. But the key point, bro, is that they closed a fucking door. They just closed a door and then stopped to see if that would stop her. Why would Doctor Strange think a door could stop Scarlet Witch? You just said she's a super powerful witch and he knows that. Would you think a door could stop her, Jess? No, you wouldn't. And you're not fucking an arcane master like Doctor Strange. Once you become so crazy from thousands of cognitive dissonances in your head, they promote you to writer-producer. It's insane. Raider, you stopped watching the Marvel shows when they stopped with the What If series. I have yet to check those out. I heard some of them are good. I expect some of them are bad. Like, Marvel just lost it. They had it all. They had the world in the palm of their hand. They literally created a cinematic universe. They concepted that. That wasn't a thing before Marvel. Before that, it was literally just like you could make Butt Chugger, and then you could make Butt Chugger 2, Chugging Hard, Butt Chugger 3, Revenge of the Chug, right? Butt Chugger 4, Chug Hard, Chug Harder. But they were all the same, like, Bruce McChug is back for another fucking fight, right? But the Marvel Cinematic Universe was like, check it out. Here's fucking Ant-Man. Check it out. Here's Guardians of the Galaxy. None of these are fucking connected. We're not bringing you the same characters. Literally, these are all just under the Marvel umbrella. You're going to see Marvel movie and you're going to be, yes. They created that concept to the point where every other fucking movie studio was fucking falling over themselves going, oh my God, we got to create a cinematic universe. This is incredible. This is incredible. You can have all these different movies under an umbrella and you can tie some together if you want or whatever, but you can literally have a decades long thing where people will go and see all of your shit because Marvel did it so well and nobody else was able to do it. Marvel did what genuinely seemed impossible. If you said that that's what's going to happen, people would have said, you're a fucking idiot. Somebody's going to create a cinematic universe with comic book movies. Huff some more glue, dum-dum. You know what I mean? That's what they would have said to you. But Marvel did it. They did the impossible. Nobody else was able to emulate it. And then Marvel fucked it so hard that now when I see their name, I automatically go, that's going to suck. Like they went from yes from me automatically to no. Do you know how many people are going to have to tell me that it's good before I'll actually check it out? Sperl, every movie you've seen with Doctor Strange has been so inconsistent you can't finish the movie. The first Doctor Strange was great. Dormammu I've Come to Bargain is a fucking amazing scene. Genuinely amazing. I fucking loved it. I loved it. The idea of an elder god that completely exceeds your power capabilities and yet you can trap it in a fucking time loop and the only thing it can do is destroy you over and over and try and make you yield through unending excruciating pain. And if you refuse to yield to that, then you can force the god to bow to your will. This being that knows no force that can actually stop it. Watching its confusion and its anger, it redoubling its effort to obliterate him over and over and over. Like the sacrifice that Strange had to go through enduring that again and again and again and again, knowing he was going to face unending infinite forms of pain. The fucking Dormammu scene is magnificent. Genuinely amazing. Millmaster, correct. Don't have time to pick through the turds of the last 10 years of superhero movies to find one kernel of entertainment. Bingo. Tan Force says Bruce McChug, the channel officially has an imaginary friend now. Wiley, you thought the Doom latest trailer was good? Well, Jess said the same thing. I don't care. It's a Marvel movie. So I'm not watching the trailer. Great. They can cut together a minute from a fucking 2-hour long movie to make it seem exciting. I can get a minute of excitement in the corner of the hallway. Whoop-de-fucking-do. You know what I'm saying? Habanero, yes. The Dormammu scene was in the first Doctor Strange movie. Absolutely. Sperl, can you super chat on this channel yet? No. That's a long time coming. You gotta use PayPal if you want to do it. You want to be Lord of the Board? You got to go the PayPal route here, bro. Or I guess there's a Ko-Fi link too. You can theoretically use that if you want as well. But you'll want to tell me if you do. No, this channel's going to take a long time to get into the partner program, brother. So yeah, the first Doctor Strange movie was fucking awesome. I really liked it. It had a lot of cool elements to it. Yeah. Habanero, you know what? Calling Marvel movies a homogenous gray blob feels fair. It feels fair. Like everyone just turned into like, check it out, the sky's opening up and a billion of something are coming out. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. You know? While it was a character reveal that was interesting, not an action sequence, but agree they shit the bed. Yeah, I just don't care. If the movie comes out to rave reviews and a bunch of people say it's good, I'll check it out then. But until then, doesn't matter. Couldn't care less. What up, Winter? Yeah, we talked about all the different kinds of foils. Millmaster listed off a shit ton of them. I rattled them off. We definitely went in depth on the foils earlier in the stream. So, thanks for the heads up on the Discord link, by the way. I looked and went to create a new link and noticed that when I did, it was like, this link will expire in 30 days. And I'm like, maybe that's what happened. So now I have an evergreen link so that the Discord link will always work. Jess, you strongly believe Avengers Doomsday will be as good as any other Avengers movies, but you'll go see it first. If it doesn't suck, you'll pay for me to go. You'll still stand by that. All right, well, we'll see, buddy. We shall see. I can't remember the last Marvel movie I watched, or like, well, I mean, I guess I can. Theoretically, it would be Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Super Troopers 3 is coming out soon? Huh. Well, hopefully it'll be funny. Trepidation. And to be fair to those guys, it's not specifically about them. It's more about the fact that, like, all these follow-ups and fucking reboots and everything that have become the hallmark of the current era have made me incredibly leery because, like, they almost always suck or at best are fucking mediocre, right? And you just go, okay. Like the new Beetlejuice was just like, whatever. I'm curious to see Spaceballs 2, The Quest for More Money, because they may actually make something genuinely funny, or it could be complete awful garbage. But at least I'm genuinely curious about it. And the fact that they're just so blatant, like The Quest for More Money, the commentary on the current state of movies makes me feel like, okay, maybe they're going to be funny in an era where it's harder to be funny because current generations are fucking mongo dumb fucks who just don't seem to have a sense of humor, right? So the second Super Troopers wasn't near. The first Super Troopers was a funny movie. Second Super Troopers was very forgettable. I couldn't tell you anything about that film. It left no impression on me. The first one, though, I loved. Do you need bear fucker? Do you need assistance? Mike Myers confirmed Austin Powers 4, so you're gonna watch the other 3. Fair enough. That's, I mean, I don't know what to expect from that because Mike Myers used to be like kind of funny, and then he just became like kind of a political jackass, and I don't know if he's got funny left in him anymore. You know? Some people get like old and rich and completely out of touch and like only talk to other people who are completely out of touch, and then what they make is garbage. So I would love it if Austin Powers 4 is funny, but skeptical. While people are split on the Odyssey, yeah, I haven't heard too much about it. What up, Gunblade? You saw this? Oh, you saw the last stream on Games Being Fast. That's why you left Digimon and are playing Weeb Schwartz. Oh shit, turning ladies into tanks and shit, bro. Gotta go where things work, right? Didn't know there were lots of different types of aluminum foil, right? Well, I mean, we all need things to make hats out of. Samurai, at least the title is honest truth. Millmaster, they would never let true Mel Brooks type comedy in a 2026 production. I'm wondering about that. I am wondering about that. Sproul, yep, Hollywood doesn't make anything new anymore. It is all redos and repeats. That is true. But I'm hoping that Spaceballs will at least have some like genuine humor to it. I hope it's not toothless garbage, but I feel like yeah, just with the fucking the bullshit cultural shift that we saw in the last number of years, comedy really got stomped into the fucking ground, and it's hard to find things that are funny, and they make stuff for like TikTok morons and people with no fucking attention spans now, and I just have so little faith in modern entertainment. They're making a new Shrek? Who cares? Somebody once told me new movies were gonna bore me. I wanna stab myself in the head. Films are looking kinda dumb and they're all made up of bum. Oh. Oh, the jank starts coming and it don't stop coming. Shovel to the head. Fucking Christ. Just nostalgia money grabs. Correct. Larry, yes, people are very sensitive. It is very true. Spur, you gonna have that song stuck in your head all night? Well, that's what you get, buddy. That's what you get. What can I say? I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Maybe, the shape of an L on my forehead. Oh, it didn't do anything with the camera. Come on. I remember when that was a thing when I was in fucking like junior high, right? There you go. Oh God, I'm so old. I'm so old and everything is awful. You just get older and blinder. God. I guess that's what I have to look forward to. Going blind so I can't see all this crap anymore. Juggling let the babies cry until they fall asleep. Yep, there is that. I've never let fucking whiners dictate what I'm gonna do. I just go, okay, cool. I mean, have fun not having fun, I guess. Like they say, sucks to suck, big boy. Sucks to suck. At least not everything sucks. I am genuinely enjoying the Preacher Show. Like, it is really solid overall. There is, like, some boring crap in it. Like, there was the one episode where I felt it was pretty much entirely filler. But overall, it is pretty enjoyable. It's kept me in. It's felt worthwhile. And I'm going to continue to watch it. So, right now, actually, I'm most of the way through season 3. There's only 4 seasons, and I'm actually feeling like that feeling you get when you know a show is coming close to an end, and you're like, damn it, man, I wish this series was longer, but it is going to wrap up properly, so I'm looking forward to that. Jess, yep, people being offended and think like it's not just people being offended. There always used to be people offended by comedy, but like now it's the people who get offended expect to be catered to. Like they actually expect that they will be listened to. Spur, you're going to the zoo tomorrow? Are there zoos in Canada? Yes, yes, there are. I visited the zoo when I was in the States. Actually, when I went to the last Wonders shattering, we went to the zoo in South Carolina. I actually went through the entire zoo and saw every single exhibit. Um, Zoos are kind of depressing, if I'm being real, man. Like, as an adult, like, I'm like, this is just an animal prison. The animals were stuck out there in the fucking heat, and there was like the one animal where it was just like these animals live in large social groups, and there was either one or two of them, and it was just like the most depressing crap where you're like, it says they live in big groups, and it's like, so like where you just have like one or two living here on their own. This is dreadful, you know? It was cool getting to hang out with the people I hung out with there, but the zoo itself was like, I was just kind of like, I think I might be done with zoos. I think I might be done with zoos. What was this show we were talking about the other day? Dark. I haven't watched Dark yet, but I've had Dark recommended to me, so that wouldn't have been the one. Jess, Calgary has a zoo near you. Toronto has a zoo near me. I don't remember being depressed going to the Toronto Zoo, but I also haven't been to the zoo aside from the one that we went to earlier this year in a long time. So maybe I'll need to go to another one to really firm up my opinions. Master, the worst thing is when shows on streaming remove an episode for being wrong by modern standards. Yeah, it's annoying. That is annoying, 100%. It's like we can't be trusted to make up our own fucking minds about things. Like, if you see somebody being awful, you know that person's being awful. Nobody's like, yeah, I want to be that awful person. That's my role model. Do you know what I mean? Larry, have I ever played Planet Zoo? I have not, but I am familiar with it. Yeah, I got that fucking song in my head now too. Hey now, bah, 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 touch my ball sack. Hmm. I do love the random variety of topics that we end up discussing in these streams. You know, like that's what I like about the chill streams. We'll start on one thing, wander around to all these other different subjects. It's nice. I appreciate it. Oh. Start talking about foils, start ranting about movies and zoos and all that stuff. But you know what they say, only shooting stars break the mold. Jess, it makes the streams a mind expanding experience. It's just like hanging out with friends, right? You just end up chatting about different things, counting down to Rib Fest, 9 days to go, yo. 9 days till Rib Fest. My buddies are coming with me, so it's going to be even better. Habanero just digging a hole in Minecraft and enjoying the conversation. Sometimes you gotta dig a hole, bro. Spurl, did I get inserts for my shoes? No, I got new shoes. I got new shoes and they mostly seem to solve the problem. I also got a steroid injection in my knee. So I was supposed to have an ultrasound today, but the machine broke. So they had to reschedule it. They asked me if I could travel to another city that's like a 45-minute drive from here. And I'm like, nope, I don't drive. And so then I found out they like secretly open on the weekends too. So I got a secret Sunday appointment. 10-4, that's right. You got it, buddy. No, Master, that's right. I'm on roids. My knee is angry. I got ang-knee. Okay, that's terrible. That's terrible. Just the world's largest bird sanctuary has thousands of aviaries. That's crazy. There's a bird kingdom in the falls. I've never been there. I feel like I should check it out sometime when I'm there, now that I think of it. I feel like I should go to the bird sanctuary at some point. I've been to the butterfly conservatory a number of times. It's pretty neat. All the butterflies flitting around, and everyone wants butterflies to land on them, so they try and get them to land on them. They land on me without me trying because they know I'm fucking awesome, right? Sparrow, got to be careful with the secret Sunday appointment. The nurses are extra wild. That's okay, bro. If they want to ultrasound my knee and then suck on my kneecap, they can do that. I'll let them suck my knee, bro. Work their way up. Work their way up to the goodness. Every day, butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. A reading rainbow. Take a look. What's in a book? I know that one. Millmaster, you did something bad to your knee this weekend, but you don't know what because you don't remember Saturday night. The horrors and glories of the human body, bro. Am I good enough I can play Porkman every day outside? Yeah, actually, like, my knee has still got something going on with it, but the injection definitely helped. And it feels like it's mostly better, but there's still, like, fluid buildup in the back of the knee. But yeah, I've definitely been getting out in Porkman and Jess because right now it's the fucking 10th anniversary Porkman celebration. So I gotta get out there because yesterday and today you get 6 times the normal experience for catching Porkmans. And then for the next 2 days, 8 times the normal experience. And then the next fucking 2.5 days after that, 10 times the normal experience. So it is fucking bonkers. I already earned, how much experience did I gain today? I gained a bunch of experience. I went downtown to check the post office again. Using up my fucking bus rides. Using up my bus rides, but that's okay because I can do Porkman stuff while I'm down there. So, yeah, I've gained like 700,000 experience today. I need like 1.8 million for the next level. I literally gained 700,000 experience points today from the Porkman. So I've been going ham. Jog them, damn right I will. Why are there no Star Trek cards with LeVar Burton on them? Well, we haven't seen them all yet, right? I presume there will be, but if there isn't, it's because they couldn't get the rights. You know, the same way that the one guy from Jurassic Park was like facing the other direction. They had him like showing his back because they probably like weren't willing to pay whatever that guy's asking price was, because they're willing to pay for more well-known people like Jeff Goldblum, but not for that dude. That's my guess. But yeah, with the 6 times experience modifier, you can just catch a regular, like normally when you catch a regular Pokemon, you might get like 200 experience if you're lucky. But you can get like over 1,000 for each one you catch. So getting to 1.8 million becomes a lot easier when you do it 1,000 a go. And if you're lucky and you really hit the right pinpoint throw, sometimes you can get 7,000 experience point per donk you catch, per Porkman. And that adds up very rapidly. I also have this item. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I wish that I owned one of the Pokemon Go Switch games. Because apparently not Pokemon Go. I wish I owned one of the Pokemon Nintendo Switch games, because there's something you can do if you have the Nintendo Switch and the Pokemon game for it that links up with the Pokemon Go and gives you extra bonuses in the game. So I wish that I did, but I fucking don't. And I don't know anybody who does, so I can't just be like, let me link that shit up, bro. Let me link that up, you know? Because I would. If they weren't doing it, I'd be like, let me link that up to your fucking Switch, dickhead. But I do have the other app where you can transfer one guy out of your inventory once every 3 days, and then you get this special box where you fucking open it, and for the next hour, it just spews dudes out constantly. And you don't have to be walking around. I sat on my couch last night for an hour watching Preacher and just catching dickheads from my couch. It was great. It was great. Jess, yeah, there's a lot of people walking around playing Porkman, burning calories. You're not wrong. Zircon, correct. Pokemon Home. That is the name of it. You are absolutely correct. But yeah, apparently there's like golden lures you can get if you have a Nintendo Switch Pokemon game. So if I had that hookup, then I could get golden lures. You put that on a Pokestop, and it churns out a fucking ton of items. Somebody had one at the park yesterday. And it was crazy. It was crazy. 10-4, you have all the Porkmans for Switch 1. So does Zircon. Oh, you lucky bastards. I have none of them. I have none of them. Larry, I might be able to find a used copy of one of the Switch Pokemon games if you have a GameStop in your area. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I do have a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, my brain just thought something insane that's never happened. I was like, do they ever just like, Steam gives away like games and whatever? Does Nintendo ever give away like old Pokemon games? And it's like, that's not going to happen. You're not going to get a free code for a Pokemon game on your Switch, bro. Forget it. That'll never happen. You're never going to get a Nintendo Switch Pokemon game code. That is not a thing. Because I don't want to. I don't want to spend money on like a Pokemon game for Pokemon Go. You know what I mean? I'm just playing like a free to play mobile game or whatever. So if like my buddies were people who played it or whatever, then I'd be like, you're not playing it? Let me use your fucking game and install it on my thing or whatever, you know? They don't, right? They don't, guys. Am I wrong? Do they ever do like special anniversary? We're giving away a fucking Nintendo Switch code because they have the digital copies of games now, right? Habanero's his first Pokemon Go. Now the Nintendo Switch Pokemon games. I've seen this gateway before. Perp is a genuine Pokemon fan for sure. He's hooked. I need it, bro. I need a Switch Pokemon game now. Millmaster, that doesn't help me. That won't link up with Porkman Go. Zircon says, no way. Lewis says, Nintendo's greedy, so no. Yeah, I figured. 10-4, I'm just missing the games. Yes, correct. I just need like one. I just need one. The old remakes of the originals are $20 each. I'm not surprised. I'll just have to, Spurl, see, that's how they get you. Start getting it for free, then they want you to pay. Whatever. I'm not gonna. I ain't made of money. I'm not buying a fucking Nintendo Switch Pokemon game just for bonuses in Pokemon Go. It will just be something that I wish that I had. And that's okay. That's life. There are a lot of things that I wish I had that I don't. So that's that. Anyways, thanks for coming and hanging out, my friends. It's been nice chilling with you. We will get back together again tomorrow. But for now,